evening, everybody. Pam, I love you, Pam.
Hi, good evening. Hello, Vinny.
We're going to talk about dating cons and how people get ripped off. Hey, Mike Masciano, how are you? I'm going to start with everybody, not everybody, but I know Pam does once in a while. I do once in a while. Go on a dating site, right? You want
Well,
to
I
meet.
go on it. Wait, I go on it for research purposes only because I need material for my stand-up comedy.
Oh, okay. I go on it by accident. I every once in a while, like no, seriously, I get an
Mhm.
email. I get an email, and it sounds so exciting, and then you click, and the next thing you know, you're in a dating site, and you're getting these things. So, um, one of the problems people have is that the people that they're not telling the truth. You meet a woman on the or a guy, whatever the case may be. You meet a guy, and the picture is 10 years old. They don't look like that anymore, and they lie. People lie. So we have a guest. My daughter is a private eye, and she specializes in this kind of cases. And we're gonna talk about some of the things. But I got to tell you about a case I had just last week. An old friend of mine, a businesswoman, very smart businesswoman, only smart in business, not smart in love. She's getting separated, divorced from her husband, so she's looking to meet somebody. She meets a guy on a dating site. I don't know which one, and he claims to be, listen to this, Brad Pitt, but he can't be in public because he's going through a very bad divorce.
Mhm.
And he wants to meet this woman, blah, blah, blah. And they've been going back and forth for like 4 months. So about 3 months ago, she calls me up and she says, "Oh, I want you to check something out for me." And she gave me a phone number. And I checked the phone number, and I know it's a Nigerian number. Okay. Um, but it rings in the United States, but it's Nigerian. So I tell her, I said, "This is no, no, no." He sent me his passport picture. Listen to this. So she texts it to me. It's his passport picture. It's Brad Pitt and it's a passport. I said must have photoshopped this. And she goes, "No, no, no, no. It really is him. He's going through a divorce. He can't meet anybody in public, and we're falling in love." I said, "Did you send him any money?" "Oh, yeah, he needs a few dollars because they froze all his bank account."
Oh, Angelina is such a bitch. Can you imagine she did
Yeah,
that
oh,
to
yeah,
you?
we got
Terrible.
to have her on the show, too. So, meanwhile, I was trying to explain to her, I said, "Listen, this man, even if they freeze his assets, he's got probably a couple of $1 million in investments that he could touch. He could call up a producer and get $100,000 in a minute." So I said, "What bank did that?" She wired money into a bank in LA. I traced the bank. It's a Spanish guy. I said, "Brad Pitt does not speak Spanish. He's not Spanish." "Oh no, that he had to use that because he doesn't want anybody to know it's him." They
Right.
have an excuse
He's
for everything.
undercover. This is
Every year is
undercover Brad Pitt.
undercover. So now
Hi, Lou.
she calls me up and she says, "Meet me in Jersey." I meet her in Jersey. Meet her in the diner, and she goes, "I have a phone number. Da 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 da." The guy owns a company called well, I could say Hobby Trading, HABBY Trading. It's a Nigerian company. So I get the guy on the phone and I say, "Listen, you know, we're gonna do this." But I know he's not scared because you can't do anything to the Nigerians. You can't even make a complaint. FBI has no jurisdiction. CIA has nobody has jurisdiction. The government in Nigeria, their gross national product is crime. That's all they do. That's all they oil and crime. That's all. Nigeria does have oil. One of the only things they have. So I get the guy on the phone. He does a FaceTime. He's a young black guy. I said, "That's not Brad Pitt." "Oh no, now I know it's not Brad Pitt, but he's a nice guy." I said, "Not a nice guy. He took $10,000 from you. $10,000. You're not going to get it back." And then gets on the. I get on the phone with it. She goes, "Tell him this," and I'm telling the guy, "We're going to do this. We're going to do that," and he's laughing because he knows we can't do anything.
Can't do anything to me. Don't
So
want
I
to touch me.
finally explained to her. I said, "You got ripped off. Count your blessings. she's a very successful businesswoman. She could afford to lose 10,000.
It's not
I
the
said
point. She's still a victim.
she's
Nobody,
a victim.
nobody, whether it's $10,000 or a $10, nobody wants to feel that they're a victim. And the problem is that these women and men as well, they're vulnerable. Everybody's lonely, and even more so through the pandemic. That people reaching out through social media to meet people because you were under quarantine, you had to wear a condom, body condom from head to toe, and the mask. You couldn't go out. You're spraying yourself to go out. You have to spray yourself and sanitize yourself from head to toe as soon as you came in. I used to walk in my house before I even entered into my house. My son's standing there in his whole entire head to toe. He looked like a beekeeper, and he's spraying me with Lysol. So if I didn't die from COVID-19, I'm gonna die from the fumes
Lysol
of
infection.
Lysol. He's like bleaching me. He's having me stripped down to my underwear. Second I walk in the house, Mom, you gotta throw everything in the washing machine because it's like you may have been exposed to germs. So after all of that, people were turning to social media to look to meet people, and because of that, that's a whole new place now to commit crimes through the internet. Anybody and everybody can become a victim.
Well, also, and you can become a predator. All you got to need is a computer and a good line of shit. That's
And
what they do.
listen, something you can create whoever it is that you want to be. You can sit
Well,
here and you can
later
Photoshop
on,
yourself. You can
later
have
on,
long, beautiful, long, wavy hair, and you Photoshop yourself, Vinny, and you can totally create yourself to whoever it is that you want to be. And you create this persona, and you are, interacting with women on the internet, and you can create whatever story it is that you want. Because I know, for instance, you have people claiming that I medical doctor. First of all, I have family who are doctors, and nobody has ever identified themselves in conversation as I medical doctor. I surgeon doctor. I surgeon doctor. I'm from New Jersey, but I am now working secret mission with UN, and my wife died in childbirth. I'm like, hey, you're such a great doctor, but your wife died in childbirth, and it's like, and I'm supporting my child. And what was I heard this myself was I trust you, and when I come back to New York and New Jersey to meet you, but what I need you to do is I'm going to send you some money. I need you to deposit the money for me in a New York or New Jersey bank. I can't do it because I'm getting sent off on some secret mission, with the government. I don't know whose government, because he is surgeon doctor. Obviously, I know it was a line of crap, but there's obviously people who believe this. And they've had a lot of these women, older women, on various talk shows throughout the daytime. And her children and grandchildren had tried to do like an intervention to get this woman to stop sending off all her personal savings and her life savings to some schmuck that she believed was some surgeon doctor. And they actually traced him, and they found out that this idiot was actually someplace in the United States, under some assumed names. He was doing this to many, many women, and she tried to get some of the money back. She got some of it back, but for the most part, she was a victim. And it wasn't until she lost thousands upon thousands of dollars that she realized that, she was duped. But she thought she was going to meet this guy and live happily ever after. They were going to get married.
Yeah.
But men are victims too. It's not just women who are victims. Unfortunately, there are men who are victims too, because there are women who do the same thing.
I have a man as a victim. Listen to this.
Mhm.
He calls me up. He goes, I remember you had a television show, and I told my family said I should call you because you're a smart guy. Blah blah blah. Okay. So I said, what's the problem? He says, well, I won the lottery. I won the Spanish lottery. And but before I could pick my money up, I got to pay the taxes. Imagine that. He's been paying him $900 a month for the last 4 years, 3 years. I said, no, you got no, 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 no. This guy's a good guy. I said, give me the phone number. I traced the phone number to a Costa Rican company. I actually got the guy on the phone. I said, you're really good. You got this guy. Oh, no, no, I think you're full of shit. You're lying. You're full of shit. I said, you got, how much did you get from this guy? And he wouldn't say anything. I said, whatever you got, count your blessings. I'm telling him not to send you any more money. And then I spoke to the guy and I told him, he goes, oh, you mean I got robbed? I said, yeah, you got robbed. And you're not going to get it back. And this happens to people. Another one. Here's one more. My friend Nick Beaumonte, great guy from Las Vegas, comes to New York, and I meet him in a luxurious office apartment building in Manhattan, and he's with this Asian woman, very nice looking lady, and we're talking, and he goes, "You know what the problem is? What? She made millions of dollars in real estate, millions. She got involved with the Spanish lottery, and she actually gave the guy $1.5 million. And this is a smart woman. How could it amazes me a smart, technically a smart woman.
Well, when you say so, educated, intelligent, successful woman.
Yeah, but
Okay.
she
But
got duped.
okay, but like I said, you're preying on, the person is lonely and vulnerable, probably works many, many hours. It's difficult to meet somebody, maybe in her line of work. So she resorts to meeting somebody on social media or through a dating app because it's more convenient. Listen, nobody wants to go trolling out in bars anymore. It's not like it was in the 80s and 90s. You used to go to dance clubs and hang out and meet people. Nobody's doing that anymore. First of all, those clubs don't even, majority of those clubs don't even exist anymore, especially with the kind of music. And so people are resorting to these sites. But even so, even when you meet the person in person, even if they don't look like the person that the picture, but you start up a relationship and everything else, people are getting screwed that way too, because you build up a relationship even in a short period of time. There's a level of trust there. A friend of mine just recently, he ended up getting duped by some woman that he actually was seeing for a while, and then he was trusting her, and somehow or another, I don't know why, he gave her the password to his email account. She ended up with his social security number, date of birth, and his bank accounts. And she just now wiped him out. She took plane tickets in his name with JetBlue, converted him to her name, all his points. She changed the passwords on all of his emails. He cannot access his email accounts. And I've been dealing with this with him for the last 2 weeks, trying to figure out how we're going to be getting everything back. And then we're going to be going to court. And she's a school teacher out in Long Island.
And how much did she take him for?
About 5,000 as far as we know, but right now we're trying to find out whether or not she ended up going into his annuity account.
Yeah, but you see, here's the problem. It's only $5,000. District attorneys don't even want to be bothered with a small case like that. They
Yeah, but
want.
but it's 5,000. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you have someone who has access now to all your personal information, he's very exposed because she has his social security number, date of birth, passwords, mother's maiden name. She can go and do identity theft on him. She can go into all of his accounts and change
And she
everything.
could also open credit cards in his name.
Exactly.
We had matter of fact, years ago, my daughter and I worked on a case. We had we were only private eye in New York City that had a credit computer in our office. We're hooked up to TransUnion, and we were given credit reports to a collection agency,
Mhm.
but the collection agency was using them to get credit cards on other people's names. So what they did was they would get a PO box and call up and said, "Oh, I need a credit, or put a credit card," and it would go to the PO box. It wasn't them; they stole someone's identity. What they had was a guy that worked in an office building. He was like a mail boy. So he had access to everybody's social security number, the address, everything, because everything went through the mailroom, the mail, checks, everything. And they did this. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars they did. So they closed our account because they were using our credit report. And guess what? My daughter and one of the guys in my office figured out who it was, and we busted them. And we had the Secret Service in our office for like 2 months, talking into their lapel all the time. They were so obvious. They all came from Alabama, Tennessee. They had no street smarts. They actually parked their car in front of our building with the sign in front of the window saying U.S. Secret Service, and trying to get these guys to come in and bust them. So my daughter says, "Hey, listen, you guys are feds, but you don't know the streets. You can't put your car in front of the Oh yeah. Oh. So my daughter said, "Look, let's go to their office," and then they busted them. Okay, but it goes on all the time, and it's going to go on forever. And the law enforcement has to make up guidelines and rules. I mean, for example, they can hack into the U.S. government's computers If they can do that, they can do anything.
They're hacking into our computers from other countries.
Yeah.
You know, but this is what I want to do. I just want to take a quick commercial break. And
Okay.
first of all, I want to thank everybody right now for tuning in and watching. And so this is where we come to our commercial break. We are now streaming our show. The Law and Disorder Show is now streaming on the following platforms. We are now on Rumble, Anchor, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and Google Podcasts. So we are looking for sponsors. So if you have a small business or a restaurant or any type of small business that you would like to be advertised during our show, which airs weekly every Wednesday night for an hour from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And during the course of our show, we will advertise your small business. And that is $100 a month. So it's $25 a week, which is really nothing in an advertising budget for your business. Please contact us at lawanddisorder@outlook.com. That is lawanddisorder@outlook.com. So we are looking for sponsors. Please join us. Please support us. Small businesses, all supporting small businesses. So we look forward to doing business with you.
No, we can also do big businesses too.
Small business and big business, right?
Any business.
We want your business.
Oh,
And
now you have,
we're
okay.
going to advertise. And Vinny Parko, Vinny, take it away, and you can speak
Okay,
about
we
your
got
book.
my bestseller is The Mafia Double Cross. It's a very interesting book about terrorists taking over a hotel in the Caribbean. The mafia and the FBI are on the job, and I'm not going to tell you who's the heroes. Investigations After Dark, true stories of a private eye. These are sexy stories. These are divorce cases. These are cases we went undercover in swingers clubs. We went undercover in gentlemen's clubs. We followed people in dungeons. Crazy, good, fun stories. Detective's Kitchen. I went to French cooking school when I was on the job. When my people are out on surveillances, I had to cook for them because I can't go out. I have to cook, and I use different recipes that I learned in school. And a lot of our clients at the time were food companies, so we use their products on in the recipes. And then Rogue PI. This is a documentary, semi biography. It's about all the crazy things I've done over the years. A lot of my high profile cases, Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton, DNA of Elton John for a client, Marilyn Monroe watch that she gave John F. Kennedy. I had to investigate the origins and to verify that. And a whole bunch of other high profile cases. I've been in the newspaper on the front page, on page 6, on page 4. And then my daughter, Parco Associates, assets, background checks, locate, landlord, tenant, matrimonial, criminal, due diligence, 917-565-3449. Okay, we're going to bring Danielle on anyway. We're promoting her. We might as well have a talk.
Yes.
Just let everybody see how smart she is and how much she learned from her father.
Well, I was just going to tell you, if they were going to write a book about me, it would be a comic book.
Yeah, it would be.
So
I'm going to introduce Danielle.
Okay.
Because you see her all the time. That's your daughter.
Yeah.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to everybody Danielle Parko, who we refer to lovingly as Danny. Danielle has been a licensed PI, private investigator, since 2001, and she's worked in the PI business on and off since the age of 16. Danny started as an apprentice under her father, Vincent Parko, and later she received her own license and started her own PI firm called Parko Associates. She was also on the reality show called Parko PI. Let's warm round of applause and welcome Danielle Parko.
Hi, thank you.
So
what's it like? What made you get interested in becoming a private eye?
Well, I was my father's. I'm the firstborn, and I wanted to follow in my father's footsteps, and I did. Should have went to beauty school.
You'd be a beauty school dropout right now.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not.
No, I mean right now you're a beauty school dropout since now you're a PI.
I didn't even go to beauty school right at all. But anyway.
So what's it like working with your father? when you did work with him?
Oh,
We had
crazy.
fights.
Yeah,
we
we
had,
had. Oh, we it was intense. It was funny. It was crazy. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fights. You know.
and we argued about things, and most of the time she was right. That's what
Yeah,
bothered
that's true.
me. One of the problems we had in the business is I'm very easygoing with employees. Danielle is not. Danielle says, "Listen, I don't like this person," and then she's usually right about that. That person turns out to be, So
Right.
we have, but we're not here to talk about you. We're here about talk about what you know about. Hey, Thomas Beltres. Oh my God, I love that guy. I love
Yes,
it. He
tonight's
learned a
Hi,
lot
topic.
from me
Tommy.
too.
Hi, Tommy.
Yeah,
Who looks
tonight's
great?
topic is called the dating con game, because it
Right.
used to
I was
be, we had
listening
the
to what
dating game.
everything.
Now it's the dating con game.
I was listening to what you were saying before. When I was backstage in the green room.
Did you have the pastries we left for you in the green room and
Yes,
the
and the
champagne?
prosecco, right, and the prosecco.
Okay.
I had my
Yeah.
friend Anna G here as well with me. So,
Who
so
doesn't do online dating? at
she
all.
does not do online dating at all, because the mere fact there are a lot of scammers out there. And exactly what you said, the Nigerians, you have the Nigerian scam. You have, I feel like there's an army scam going on. Like I'm in Yemen, I'm working for the army,
Yes,
I'm a contractor.
I medical doctor.
Medical doctor. Right. And that's another thing. If you're online dating, the language, if you're conversing back and forth with someone, is how they spell words. If they have an S, or if they use an S where maybe a C should be, that's foreign. Like they're from a foreign country.
Well, you could definitely tell in the texting, and most of these people, they, when
Thank
they're
you, Tom.
texting you, they actually don't want to get on the phone with you. Or the other way of finding out that it's a scam is that in the texting, whether it's through Instagram or through Facebook, those are usually the two places that I've noticed it, because I'm always posting on social media, both on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm posting social posts, whether I'm advertising maybe a case or a comedy show that I'm doing, or just a picture. I'll get these weird messages. It's like, oh, I like you, I want to get to know you better. I'm like, I don't want to get to know anyone better. It's like I have enough friends already. But you can tell from the writing if something is misspelled. Or the next way is the weird question of, do you have WhatsApp? They want to take it away from
Well, yes,
Facebook. Yeah, they want to steer you away from Facebook or Instagram onto something like WhatsApp or one of
or
these
a
other
dating app
sites.
as well. It's another thing. It's another red flag. If you're on a dating app like
Mhm.
Tinder or Plenty of Fish or whatever else is out there, Bumble.
You have
They want
match
to go
protection,
directly
mismatch.
to If they want to go directly to WhatsApp, that's a
Mhm.
red flag. Do not go that way. Do not go.
Why did they do that? Why did they want to?
Because that's their own-
Because that's it. First of all, it's encrypted. It's they're probably from another country, so they can
Yeah.
tell you a story and they can connect from afar.
Oh, it's also free.
Yeah, it's
WhatsApp
free.
is free.
No,
Because I know
I
if
have
I
some
travel
clients.
out of the country, when I travel out of the country, I'll use WhatsApp to contact any of my friends back here. So when I was in Paris with my son, we were contacting people through WhatsApp, but family and friends,
Yeah.
sending photos and all, because it's cheap. Also, there's no record of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's another reason why people go on WhatsApp. There's no record of it.
But Danny, how can anybody even send money to somebody that they don't know? That
Well,
bothers.
People are desperate.
People are desperate. People are lonely. People are
Yeah.
gullible. It's people are good people. That's the problem. It's not this
Everybody wants
idiot.
to be loved.
People want to be loved. Donna G in the background.
Sorry.
People want to be loved. They want to feel needed. They want to help people. Not everybody's bad. Not everybody's cold-hearted. Everybody has good hearts, and the good-hearted people get scammed.
Wow. I mean, how about you got some interesting cases that you've.
I had one where a woman sent me the guy again, another money scam where the guy sent a check, and the check looked legit. We actually said, do not cash this check until we verify if this check was a legit check.
Right.
And the check on the face of it looks really perfect. It looks like a real.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? You froze. Anthony, is that her computer or?
It's on Danny's end.
Oh,
But yes, something. I was actually sent a check from somebody.
Okay, we here. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was, when you were off screen for a second, I was actually sent a check to my law office by somebody through social media asking me to deposit it. And I was like, I'm not depositing any check, especially in one of my attorney accounts. I'm absolutely not the kind of exposure that would be. And it looked like a check. It was a terrific fake check. I brought it to my bank, and they said, "Don't even touch it, it's fake."
Exactly.
But to the regular person who is not looking at it so closely, you're going to take it and deposit it. But if you looked at it toward the bottom, where the numbers are at the bottom, where you have the routing and account number,
yeah.
The name of the bank and other things was way too close to the numbers. So that's how I was able to.
But why would they send you money? But if you put the money in your bank account, what?
Oh, I was supposed to cash the check and then take the cash, and they were going to send someone to my office to go pick up the cash, because he was in Yemen on some super secret mission, and he was sending someone to go pick up the cash from my office.
No, definitely not. No, we had a woman from Florida also doing that. She was sending money. So what they do is they'll send a little money, and then they'll say, "Oh, give me deposit this check." They'll deposit the check for the people, and then they'll rip their whole account out. They'll do the same thing like your client had with
that's a Nigerian
with
scam.
the ex-girlfriend.
They call you up and they say they email. They do this. Here's the problem. They do this so often that they do get people to go for it. I know somebody said I just got a letter from an email from somebody that hi Tracy, that
Tracy.
we I have I'm a beneficiary of a will. I said, no, you're not. It's fake. It's fake. And she believed it. She believed it. And what they do is they suck you in. Then they say, well, we need some money for the lawyers or something. They have they make you believe that you're going to get all this money. So to ask you for a couple $1,000 or $5,000 is no big deal. You say, okay, because I'm going to make $1 million, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Nikki Cavalieri, if I go to San Francisco? How about if I go to San Francisco?
No.
Oh, Roseanne. I like when people. We like when people comment. We like people commenting on the show.
Comment all you want. It's good. Ask questions.
My brother Chris is going to San Francisco. I was giving him a hard time. So anyway.
But there's a lot of scams on the internet, and like I said, and being that tonight is all about dating,
and the scams for the men. Some of the men scams, they want gift cards. It's another scam. Sends a gift card. They go and get a gift card, iTunes cards. They can convert that to cash.
Yeah,
everybody has a sob story.
Well, let me tell you, I look on these things, I get the DuPont registry, which is all these high-end cars. It's my fantasy that I'm going to get a Ferrari, but that's another story. But in there, they have an ad in there because people that read that have money, except for me. Everybody has money to read that magazine. So they have a thing, meet Russian women, or meet Asian women, or and they have little ads there, and people call up. And what happens is, you never speak to them. There's some old lady typing up letters and stuff, or writing letters, and the pictures of the women are gorgeous. They're all beautiful women. I mean, gorgeous. And they send you these letters. Anastasia is one of them. Anastasia, and
her name is Anesthesia.
Anesthesia. Yeah, you get anesthesia when you go to Anastasia. So what happens is, the same letter goes to. We want to meet you, and this, that, and the other. I'm divorced, but I want to meet a man. The same bullshit, right? Send me coins. I have coins. You buy certain coins so that you can talk to them. Another scam. Bitcoin? So they're getting you nickel and diming you. They're nickel and diming you. Crypto coins, not coins. Crypto coins.
You have the old subway tokens. You can send those.
Yeah.
See where that gets you.
Well, crypto. Now with this crypto, there's going to be more scams with crypto. Okay. I mean, no matter how technically advanced we become, the criminals become technically advanced.
They have
Well,
to keep
They
answering.
figure out. They figure, oh wow, look with this pandemic, or the how many people scammed the government for checks,
there's
right?
fraud
The
everywhere.
PTE
Everywhere
loans.
there's fraud.
Mhm.
Everywhere there's fraud. COVID test is a scam for that.
How
But
about
I
how
also,
about the how about the COVID cards? They just
yeah,
arrested a nurse out in Long Island. She was making up
Yeah.
those fake COVID cards.
Yeah,
So that you can go in and you're vaccinated. You mean
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah, the vaccine cards. She came up with the fake cards.
Well, they're easy to, I have one because I got vaccinated, and it's easy to copy. It's not a big deal to copy it, So, but you get caught, it's a felony, and
Sure.
they caught a couple cops, they caught all kinds of people doing that. Nurses, I mean, where there's a way, there's a will, there's a
There's a
crook.
will, there's a will, there's a way, and when there's a will, there's an attorney who wrote it.
So, Danny, tell us some ways that people could avoid, red flags. How can they avoid,
Or what to
okay,
watch out for.
I would watch out for anybody that's like more than like a 10 to 15 mile radius of, like, now in the dating apps, because I've been on some of them, you have a location, how many miles, 50 miles, 10 miles.
right?
You could swipe with somebody that's a mile away, and then all of a sudden it's 4,000 miles away. Stay away from those people, because those are the people that are foreigners. There's also the pictures. If the background looks too perfect, if the pictures are too model like, even for the men,
Yeah.
I'd stay away from that as well.
Yeah. You know what I also notice? I noticed that your computer's freezing on you. What I also noticed, I forgot what I noticed. We gotta wait. What's the
I'll
matter
help
with
you out there. I'll help you out there, Vinny. On these dating sites, they actually do give you the do's and don'ts. Like I said, I went on a lot of them for material purposes, and because some of the things that men post is just extremely comical. I mean, it's like you're looking to meet a woman. Why is it that you're posting 6 different pictures of your dog, what you ate last night, the scenery, and there's like no picture of you? I just find it a little odd, But they give you the do's and don'ts on dating sites. If someone is asking you for money, stay away from that person.
Stay from that person. If someone all of a sudden says they love you right away.
You said something about a check telephone. You check telephone.
Oh, I have a client that every time she does meet somebody, I have to check the phone numbers out for her to make sure this person is who they are. I charge her a small fee, and she's safer that way. And I tell her, don't go out with this person. The names don't match, so do not go out with that person. But he says he's from Brooklyn, and his phone goes back to Indiana with a different name. Yeah. I would not meet that person.
What I don't understand is people are going to spend money on these, give money out, but why don't they spend money to investigate, to hire a private eye, not only you, anybody else, to find out if this person's a real, I mean, I've gotten so many where we had clients that were smart. They spent a few $100s, and we did a couple searches, and we found out that the person was lying. They weren't who they said they were.
That's a smart way to do it, because nowadays you don't know. You have some people meet people on Tinder and they ends up murdered. There was something like that recently. You don't know if people are giving you Craigslist. You don't know if people are pedophiles. You don't know if you're being catfished. If somebody is really who they are. Another tip is maybe FaceTime them before you meet them. FaceTime the person so you know that's the actual person you're actually speaking to.
That's a good idea. But they could even, it's a good idea.
Right, but some of the other things too.
But another thing, if they don't want to get on the phone with you, if they don't want to, they can't meet you in person. They have stories. Their money's being held up. They're in, that's all red flags. Do not.
Also, when you meet them in person, make sure it's in a public place.
Right, I was going to say the public place.
Share your location. Share your location with a girlfriend. Tell somebody. Maybe even go somewhere. You could tell the bartender, look, I'm meeting somebody. If I give you like a little pull on my ear, I don't feel safe. Maybe you can get me out of there or something.
Yeah.
But also if the text messaging turns to sex at the very beginning, either on the phone or in text messages or when you meet the person, I mean, that's an absolute red flag. You want to get out of there. or
Exactly.
contact somebody.
One thing I think that everybody should know is that people put too much information on Facebook. I'll tell you what happened, and Instagram. You tell people about yourself. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going on vacation, I'm doing this. You're giving too much information, and these predators see that and they use that against you. they will they will um they will see that you have a certain thing that you, let's say it's a hobby, and they will
Right.
use that to get into your head. So you should not tell people too much on Facebook. The problem is everybody's, oh, hi, I just got a new car on Facebook. I'm here. I'm in Florida. Look at my new house. You know, all this stuff.
My house is empty and great now because I'm in Florida. So it's like,
yeah. So, well,
camaraderie.
that's not so you don't get burglarized. Forget about, rip off. That's another rip off, a burglary. But what happens is you tell so much stuff about yourself that they can put together your profile. And they know a lot about you, and that's how they because these people have nothing to do all day but scam. They troll all the Facebook, MySpace,
MySpace, but that's not around anymore. So
No.
all social media. I'll explain something to you, and I'll just jump in here for a second. A couple years ago, there was a retired FBI agent who came to speak with us. I was at some bar association function, and so he said that there are some of these, scammers. When you post a picture, say I post a picture with my son, okay, which is something I don't understand how people post pictures of their kids on dating sites. I find that to be really weird. To have your child in a photo with you. But say for instance, I take a picture of my son, and I'm making sure that my street is not shown. But apparently there is a way of going in with the pixels that if somebody really wants to find out where I am, even though there's no address in the photo, there's a way of going into the photo with pixels and pixelations to find out where the photo was actually taken. They can actually see where it is that you are, or within like a few mile radius, and zone in on it. And that's a really strange thing to think about when you're posting pictures when you're with your family, or you're posting pictures of your kids, and then they'll find out where your children go to school.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people put pictures of them in a restaurant. Like Danielle's always in a restaurant. They know what restaurant she goes to.
All right, come at
But I'm
me.
sure they could find
Come to me.
But you know what? If they know what restaurant you're going into, assuming that you pay with a credit card, they can scam the restaurant to find out your credit card information. If you get some stupid waiter or a waitress or a wait person, and I mean we've done that on cases where we had to find out people, and sometimes you can get information. So you got to remember that worst thing is to pin your location on a post. That's right.
Yes, it's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pin
It's
you.
true.
That's the worst thing to do. The worst thing, and now also the other thing people got to be careful. There's a lot of with Tinder and Kinder and whatever. These are
It's Tinder.
which is the one I never went on. That's why I know. Which is the one that you tell somebody I'm on 56th and 7th. I want to meet you, and they want to have sex. Which is that one?
I think that's everything.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Tinder.
I don't know. I've never been on those. I'm sorry, Vinny. I don't
No,
know
but
what
I
you're
heard
doing.
about it.
56 and 6.
I actually, believe it or not, I've never been on one. I heard about them. So they got to be careful too. You don't know what kind of wacko you're going to meet. You know?
Right. That's why you need to tell friends. You need to FaceTime the person first.
Yeah.
Oh, and if somebody doesn't want to take you out or meet you in public, they want you to come to their home.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
not
that's a
do
huge
that.
no-no.
Do not do that.
Oh yeah, you want to make sure
That's
your
a
account is private, not public. Whatever.
Right. But now we have
account-
podcasts. You want everybody to see your podcast.
Hey,
And
Bruno.
that's I had
And
somebody
now
actually.
they watch this podcast. They could see we're in the World Trade Center. We're in the Empire State Building, and you can see the
Right.
background of New York City here. So we're all in the
Yeah.
studio
Well, but listen, there's a
We're at
number
the
of dating
theater.
sites. There's some-
broadcasting for.
Yeah, but Vinny and Danny, a lot of people go on dating sites for different reasons. There are people who go on dating sites because they legitimately want to meet someone, whether it's
Right.
a guy, girl, whatever. And they have wholesome, real ideals of why it is that they want to go and meet.
Right. And I
Because
know
said,
people that have actually married
I-
from
same
dating sites.
thing. I know people who
Right.
met and married through dating sites. There's other people who go on dating sites because as a hookup.
Right.
No matter what it is. And the dating sites, you have Match.com, you have Tinder, You have Plenty of Fish.
Oh, Plenty of Fish. I
Bumble.
found a lot of whales on there. A lot of Plenty of whales.
I found a lot of dead fish, actually. I like this. The Jewish version. It's called Plenty of Gefilte Fish.
Oh no.
The jade.
And the sour cream and the sour cream.
Yeah.
I went on J-Date. I met more Italian guys on J-Date than anything else. We're the Jews. They weren't on J-Date. But like I said, all of this was for research purposes because that's where I get a lot of my material for stand-up comedy. But at the same time, there's a lot of weirdos out there. I've met a
There's a
number
lot
of
of
weirdos.
and then there's a lot of married men on these dating sites.
Yes,
They even
there are.
say I'm married. I'm in open marriage. Why even be married? Like, what is that? An open marriage.
There was one guy who said he was single. He takes a picture, and in the profile picture, you see his wedding band. I'm like, dude, you should have had a different picture. No, I'm divorced, man, right there. Like he's holding a cigar.
Yeah.
He's got the wedding band on.
Let me tell you something. You never know if it's a PI behind that profile.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Now,
I've
by the
actually,
way,
the funny thing
today
is I actually got a criminal case. I got a criminal case off of one of the dating sites.
you're kidding.
No, I'm serious. The guy got arrested after I had dinner with him.
Oh, oh, you had him arrested.
No, I didn't have him arrested. He actually got arrested. He drank too much. I didn't even know because he kept telling me to look under the table, and I was afraid he was going to flash me under the table. He had an ankle monitor on, and I go, "How the hell do you get out? You're on,
Right.
He's on parole.
probation. He was on federal probation." He goes, "Oh, I told him I was going to go meet my new lawyer." So, and he had a curfew until 9:00. And then on his way out, he apparently drank too much. On his way home, he hits an unmarked off-duty cop in Staten Island. So he gets arrested, violates his parole, gets sent to the barge in the Bronx. The car is confiscated. And I get like 75 missed calls 2 days later. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's a weirdo. And it turns out he was arrested. So he wanted to retain me. So I said, good, this relationship will last a lot longer than if you were dating me.
I don't think go
But now, did he pay you or did you get scammed?
He paid me, and I actually got his charges lowered. And it did. It lasted 2 years.
Good.
And the funny thing is, he said to me, he goes, so can I date you when the case is over? I'm like, no, I don't date former clients.
Oh my God, that's a good story. That's a funny story. Yeah,
It's true. Really, it's
That is
true.
a funny story.
He got arrested coming out of Gargiulo's.
Gargiulo's. That's a good restaurant.
And I said to him, I go, I was looking for you. I was just trying to see if I could find you on any social media. He goes, hey, honey, did you see the black car outside? I go, Uber? He goes, no, it's the feds. He goes, you want to see pictures of me? The feds got them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was Italian, by the way. That was like my really worst.
Well, at least you got a client out of it. I mean, don't stereotype. Well, it's not Italians.
No, I wasn't stereotyping the guy actually looked him up.
No, I got to tell you, a few years ago. Now, this is apropos to this conversation. A few years ago, a woman called me up. She saw me, whatever. Says, look, you're a private eye. I want to hire you. I have a dating site, an expensive dating site where we charge $1,000 to join, and we want you to investigate these people. I said, that's a great idea. So I gave her a price, but I don't think
that was an idea.
What they didn't. I don't think they did it. They didn't did it. Or maybe I charged them too much. I don't know. But
I find that people.
But it's a good idea.
I find women will spend thousands on pocketbooks and shoes, but in order to find out if a person is real or not, they don't want to spend the money. And that's one thing they should really invest in. They should invest in themselves.
Now,
they
let me tell you about
who they're going with.
Do you ever hear of Talkify?
No.
Talkify is a woman's dating. Now, I got to tell you my experience with them. Talkify is a dating site where the women pay $1,500 for 3 dates, and they make sure that the date that you have is a good person. So they called me up and they said, Mr. Parker, would you like to go on a date? And why not? So I go on and they have it like, they make it mysterious. Like, you got to meet him at the Cafe Iguana, which is a nice place. I like that place, Cafe Iguana. So you got to meet at Cafe Iguana. She's 55 years old. She's a nurse, whatever. Okay. You go there and you meet them and you have dinner. Of course, I have to pay for the dinner, but that's not. And I did that 3 times, and the women were horrible. um, and
So
one of the
wait
women,
a minute. You had to pay for the dinner?
yeah,
So you got
as a
scammed.
general, I'm a general.
Well, you got scammed too. They
No,
should
no,
have.
no, no, no.
The
This,
site should have actually picked up the date, like
maybe one. It's
not
optional.
the date. I'm not saying the date, but the site that contacted you should have said, okay, if you want to go with
Well,
this woman,
they,
we'll give you a gift certificate or something.
yeah, something like that. But what? So I met the one woman, and she came from Staten Island. Right away, that's a bad. That's a red flag right there. But she met me. She was a nice lady, but we didn't hit it off. Then she had to get on the bus back to. I met her in Manhattan. Then I met another one who was really nice, but she lived all the way out in Long Island, and she was a widow. I'm a widower. She owned an electronic company, and she was very nice. But I just want to go all the way out to Long Island. That was the only thing. Then the last one they went was in Bayside. What's that? In Bayside, you live there. One plaza. What?
One Station Road.
One Station Road.
Plaza.
So I
Station
met her there.
Plaza?
She's
Not
a
even
school
there
teacher,
anymore?
a nice
Okay.
lady, but I told her right off the bat. I said, "Listen, we were right. I was nice to her. I said, but we're not. No, this ain't gonna happen." So after that, I said, "Take my name off the list."
So I have I want to say, can I just say hi to Eddie? And I want to say hi to my friend John Bat. He's
Yes,
on,
yeah.
but I can't see the comments. And I know people might have some questions. Anybody have any questions?
If
The
anybody have any
PR?
questions or comments, text in, write in. Anybody have any bad
Well, Bruno
experiences? with
Capolo
dating
said that
sites?
you're very good. He said that it was a thing before. He said you're very good. You're excellent. Eddie Gazzetti said you're very good, and Don, of course, Donna always
you.
says something. Donna says I'm good.
Donna's sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
But no, but something. But there's good and bad in everything. I mean, the dating apps are there for a reason. They're very positive because not everybody, like I said, can go out. Even before the pandemic,
Which
wait, hold on a second. It just got to the point. Even before the pandemic, people working long hours, whether you're in the city or elsewhere.
True.
It's very hard to come home after a long day of work, get home, change your clothes, and then you want to start going out and looking to meet people. Where are you meeting people during the week? It's not like back in the days where you had the wine and cheese places. I remember those when I was in college. You go to a wine and cheese place. It's funny, over a fondue and a couple of board games, you're meeting people. Or, you're able to go to the clubs. There's no such things anymore to meet anybody. So you got to...
We need to go back to mixers to
well, the problem is
to have something.
you can't meet people at work because nobody's working in public.
No,
anymore.
and it's hard to meet people at work. No, before the pandemic, it's hard to meet people at work because now all of a sudden it's going to be workplace harassment, sex harassment at work. Guys can't compliment women anymore at work. Going like, hey, you look hot and that. It's like, oh my God, it's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And as of a woman can't turn around and say something to a guy because you never know if he's going to turn around and be offended and report her. So even when people used to meet at work, where is it that you spend most of your time when you're not in your house? Either in a school environment, if you're in college or post-grad school, or you meet people at work. But now if the whole environment at work changed because you can't flirt or be friendly at work because someone's going to blow the whistle. And I'm not talking about fondling and touching somebody at work, but I'm saying, but just even being flirtatious. If you can't do that anymore at work, which is exactly where everybody used to meet. Again, live music.
Steve Marshall just made a comment.
Right.
Live music is making a comeback. I hope so,
Right.
Steve. He's an old good friend.
Right, but that's
Danny,
why
all
the dating apps, we're able to resolve that issue. But it's good and bad and everything. Now you got all the weirdos and the creeps who are preying upon people who are going on dating sites. Listen, people are on dating sites for various reasons. They're widows, widowers, divorcees, they're single, they haven't been able to meet anybody, whatever it is.
And what about
I have met people that met
people.
on dating site. There's one called Silver Singles. I was at Antonio's restaurant and we met a nice couple. And the guy said we met on that and we got married. They were both widowers, widowers, and he said we met on this site and we got married. So there are, I met other people that have met.
So My
Yeah,
friend
that's what I'm
John.
saying. A lot of people. I mean, the good things come out of dating
Yeah,
sites.
some
It's
good
not
things.
all negative, but you just
No.
got to be careful.
Yeah.
So my friend John is texting me, and he's saying that a lot of the on the dating sites, a lot of the Asian women are scammers. So I guess maybe he got scammed by a bunch of Asians. I don't know, but that's that's anybody could be a scammer. You got any nationality, any
Nationality,
race could
Yeah.
be a
any
scammer.
religion.
Yes, any religion.
Yeah, they have. There's a couple sites. Meet Asian women, and they send you letters, and then eventually you have to send them. You have to buy a gift, and that's how they get you. And also the other scam, Bruno. Thank God I've been married for 34 years.
To the same woman? Or
But
have you been married for 34 years to numerous women? And you just added it up.
yeah. um, I just forgot what I was going to say. Have you experienced people getting scammed on Instagram? I've had so
Yes.
many random
Yeah.
people try to follow
Yes.
me. Tracy
Yes,
Anderson.
Tracy.
Yes, the same thing. If
Yeah.
listen, we're talking about online dating sites right now, but you have Instagram, you have people that DM you, which is direct message, Facebook, Twitter. I think the Instagram
LinkedIn.
DMs are like crypto and stuff like
Yeah.
that. If you want to buy crypto, go to Coinbase, go to Robinhood. Do not go to these people to buy crypto. It's a scam.
Right. I mean, I'm on LinkedIn, which is a professional site to promote my business and to interact with other professionals, and refer cases back and forth. Next thing you know, I mean, I've actually gotten some weird inbox
I'm
messages
on LinkedIn
from
too.
people
I get a
on
lot of.
So do
LinkedIn.
I have gotten some weird messages on WhatsApp as well from people. So you block. If you have an ability, block it. Nick Cavalier said his friends got scammed
500
for
bucks.
$500.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
So
still 500
listen,
bucks.
$500
If
to $500.
you
to
get 10
anybody.
people to scam, that's
Yes, Anthony, same thing.
Packaging, shipping. There's scams and fraud everywhere.
And
Where
right,
they
and if you
say-
click open, the problem is if you click open a lot of those emails, and if it looks suspicious, my advice is do not click it open, because you're going to get a virus. And once you get a virus into in your computer from these people, it's going to go right to all your personal information. Everybody starts shopping online, you're banking online.
there's
So
another
once
thing.
that virus gets in, they're going to get right into all your accounts. If you're not expecting a package, don't open an email that says your package is late or your package is on the way. Don't open anything.
Yeah, especially if the package
Okay,
doesn't
there
have
you
a return address on it, doesn't have a name that you could call back. By the way, another thing I noticed on Facebook and probably on Instagram, I've noticed porno stars using their real names, or I should say the real name. They're using another name, and and they want to meet people. Now, why would they do that? So I asked somebody who watches pornography, who's involved, and they said they try to get more followers. They try to get more followers because you see a
Oh,
beautiful.
that's another thing. If you're on these, something out. If you're on these online sites and somebody has their full name, again, that could be a scam. That's a scammer. Full name. You don't put your first and last name. You just put your first name.
And no posts.
And no posts.
They'll have no posts.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 0 posts, but they have 300 followers and they're following 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
exactly.
and what they do is they take somebody's name and they kind of bastardize it a little bit. They'll add a 1 to it, or they claim they're an actor. I have Keanu Reeves is texting me every single day.
Yes.
They'll have like an actor's photo, and then you get this message in your inbox. Thank you so much for being a fan and following me. I want to get to know you. I'm like, delete. That's it. And it'll be Keanu _Reeves #1 with his photo. It's just bizarre stuff. Get a life.
So Pam, Tracy Anderson, who's my cousin, actually. Hi, Trace.
Hi,
She
Tracy.
wants to know if there's any legal thing you can do if you've been scammed. Now you're an attorney.
Right.
She had a friend that fell hard and marriage and all, and she's out of debt now. So how did your friend get scammed, Tracy?
Well, she married him, Tracy.
I don't know if maybe she got married after she got married. Or after you get divorced. See, another thing, you get divorced, you're lonely, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable for all these things. You're vulnerable to have your heart broken over and over again because you keep falling for these scams.
The broken valises is an expression I heard from somebody.
And I'm sure there's a lot of scams on Facebook also. There's a lot of different scams. It's just, By the way, one of the questions I have for you, Danny, is what are the 4 or 5 good dating sites that are not are reputable?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would think something you'd have to pay for. Something that's not free. You're gonna get a better clientele, maybe, or better
Well, don't
scammers.
you have to pay for all of them? Like
No, and like Tinder, Bumble, you don't have to pay, but like Match, they have
Match.com you have to pay for. JDate you have to pay for.
I
A
think
lot of them.
eHarmony,
eHarmony,
Well, the
eHarmony,
eHarmony, they always
Plenty of
advertise.
Fish. I mean, you
Christian
have to pay for
Singles.
them.
I don't know.
Now, eHarmony, do they actually do they do any kind of checking of the people at all?
No, I don't think any of these sites do.
None of them do. They don't do
This is what I
background
wanted to do
checks.
for years. Not even like sites. I wanted people to set up something just so people could, like, a cheap price that people could just say, hey, look, let me call Danielle before I go on this date. Let me check this person out quick, and make sure it's legit.
You know what I would like to ask each of us, and I'll start off with you, Danny. What is one thing that you are grateful for?
Thankful for.
I'm sorry, thankful or grateful. What's one thing you're thankful for?
In general?
Yeah, in general.
Oh, and my family.
Okay.
My family is the best. I love my family. My dad, my brothers, everybody, my aunts, everybody, my family.
And Vinny, what is one thing that you are thankful for?
Well, I'm thankful for the same thing. We don't have a large family, but we're very close. We have my sister married into a beautiful family, and we have nephews that are just successful. They're good students. They're good in everything. My sons are good. I have great friends. I don't have. I cut down my amount of friends down to a handful, because a lot of friends they just use you.
So
And-
Tracy said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go."
So, and one thing that I am thankful for, especially with everything I just went through over the last couple of weeks, I am now very thankful for my health, and I'm going to be taking better care of myself.
Oh yeah, we had the gallbladder thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, health is important for everybody.
I
Matter
know,
of fact,
but
I've been home.
I've been a little reckless with it because, as somebody has
Reckless?
said, I've been a little reckless with my health over the last couple of years because I'm so busy running and taking care of, my son, working 27 hours around the clock, doing things. So I kept thinking, well, I'm fine. I don't have to go to the doctors. I didn't go to the doctors for like 4 years for a checkup. And next thing I knew, I was in the hospital and they're saying, guess what? You're about to die if we don't take out your gallbladder. So I'm taking things a little more seriously now.
That's right. I hope you feel better.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I saw that. I saw your
Business.
post. I got to tell you, I'm very thankful for my friends too. I have a great
Yeah, Danny has. You
girlfriend.
have a lot of good friends.
I have
Yeah.
beautiful. I have the most beautiful friends in the world.
We love you.
I'll tell you,
Yeah,
I'm thankful for. I am actually very thankful for the two of you because Danny, I met you through your dad, and
Yes.
it's like I just really enjoy you. I enjoy our friendship and our bond,
Yes.
and
And
Vinny,
I will come. I'm going to come to one of your comedy shows soon. I
oh wait, I gotta advertise that.
yes.
Okay.
And we're all
So
gonna go to-
You too could be a sponsor for $100, Pam Roth, on your own.
yes,
show.
I will be a sponsor, and I'm going to have my show put out there. I'm going to be the first sponsor. So
But listen, if any of your audience, they have questions about online scams or any kind of scams, I want them, feel free to email me. I'm Danny, DANI at ispy4you.com. It'll come up. You could also, get Vincent. If you friend request me on Facebook, I have to know you. So I won't be friends with anybody I don't know personally. So that's my rule.
All right, we got another minute.
okay, so I'm going to
minute.
tell everybody. Okay, so on Tuesday, March 8th at 8 p.m., I am appearing live stand-up comedy. I'm doing a fabulous show called Back in Time Comedy at Broadway Comedy Club in Manhattan at West 53rd between 8th and 9th Avenue. And it's $25 per ticket, 2 drink minimum or item minimum when you go there. You can actually go to Broadway Comedy website, Broadway Comedy. It's in Manhattan. You can go to their website and you will see my picture up there with the name of the show called Back in Time Comedy. And it's going to be myself and it's going to be Gladys Simon. Gladys Simon. And we have a number of other guests that are going to be appearing that night. So stand-up comedy is live and it's back in New York. Please come out, support stand-up comedy.
Well, come support. Yes, you have my support.
And as we say on Arthur Avenue, sempre noi, always with
Very
us.
nice. Hope you will have me on your show
Mhm.
again. It was fun. Thank you.
We will. We will.
Thank you. Thank you,
Had a lot
everybody,
of
for
fun.
tuning in. Thank you, Danny. Thank you,
Toodles.
Vinny.
Bye,
Good night, everybody.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Bye,
everybody.
Tommy. Bye, John. Bye, all.